innovative space of Almaty. The world news. Cloud service for logistics. Wi-Fi router for travelers. Tech control. Application for businessmen. The Kazakhstan news. The market of commercial real estate in Kazakhstan, such as hotels, warehouses, business and shopping centers, is oversaturated. Therefore, experienced players in this area are looking for new growth points, and many find them in co-working space premises. Previously, such offices were positioned only as an alternative to traditional workplaces. Today, they are transformed into special spaces within which innovative and creative communities are created. SmartPoint can be considered such a community. This is a two-story co-working center which was recently opened in Almaty. Its area is 9,000 square meters. The facility works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and is designed for 1,000 people. According to the project managers, startups will find the entire gentleman set for relatively little money. Our prices are at the market average. Let's say that the workplace and co-working space cost 50,000 tenge. We offer a working place, fitness kitchen, free water. This includes the internet. That is, we have everything except for the computer. The interior space of the room is divided into several functional areas. In addition to co-working, ordinary offices are located here, conference rooms, cafeteria and fitness room. Also, free access is open to the exhibition area, technical laboratory, the educational center of the American Embassy, and a theater room for 150 seats with makeup rooms for actors.
Современные технологии, которые были использованы в данном проекте.
Modern technologies which were used in this project provide the most comfortable pastime for visitors, including the systems of heat cooling supply, air conditioning, and automatic fire extinguishing systems were designed which ensure the maximum safety of all visitors.
Безопасность всех посетителей.
This space can be called innovative also from the point of view of the use of high-tech materials in the construction of engineering structures. The plaster hides multi-layer composite structures of walls, and coatings are made of mineral materials. They're classed as energy efficient as well as LED devices. By the way, only such lamps are preferred here.
Светодиодные технологии обеспечивают.
LED technology provides 10 times more of energy savings. In other words, a 10-watt light bulb, which was developed using LED technology, produces as much light as a conventional 100-watt light bulb.
Сколько и обычная лампочка мощностью 100 Вт.
This co-working center takes care of all maintenance and repair of engineering structures. And another nice bonus, do not spend money on buying your own scanner, printer, and other equipment. They are used by everyone and included in the rental price or paid additionally. In 3 months, we will start replicating the SmartPoint model to other cities, Astana, other parts of Almaty, Aktau, Shymkent, and other major cities. Also, we hope that other owners of commercial real estate follow our example and will create similar products that not only bring money, but also contribute to the all-around development of society, entrepreneurs, youth, and creativity. According to experts, owners of non-traditional commercial real estate in Almaty have much to strive for. The capacity of the market of the southern megapolis will contain at least 50,000 square meters of collective offices, that is 10 times more than this innovative space, which, by the way, is included in the top 5 largest co-working spaces in Central Asia. The Russian service commissioned InDriver attracted $5 million from the venture capital fund Leta Capital. The startup investment is intended to be used to start the service in India, the US, and Canada. Today, the company is already working with drivers in 70 cities of Russia, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and Kyrgyzstan. And in 2016, the project went to Myanmar. From other services, by an order of a taxi, InDriver is different in that users themselves set the price for a trip. The service also does not take commissions from drivers like Uber or Yandex Taxi. Drivers pay only for hourly use of the application. Founder of Telegram, Pavel Durov, suggested circumvent business harmful regulation. The largest U.S. companies like Apple and Google can create their own countries. In his telegram to the Telegram, Durov shared a link of an article about how the FBI tried to bribe an employee of his company in 2016 to make the messenger less secure. In a new post, Durov said that the FBI can force U.S. citizens to do something. For example, secretly inject wiretapping into a service through a legal procedure known as gag order, and demand that information about it should not be disclosed. Edward Snowden's publications confirm the worst fears about regulation of business in the United States, the entrepreneur added. Nurjan Utyepov has 3 successfully implemented business projects under his belt. The first 2 are a restaurant of Kazakh cuisine and a shop for the production of air freshness for automobiles. He launched in Malaysia while being a student. The third enterprise in the field of logistics was opened in Kazakhstan, and for just 1.5 years, this company has won 1/3 of the Almaty market of delivery. This is a good achievement, behind which there were considerable difficulties. Our main problem was that we could not build the routing. Couriers chaotically moved around the city. It was very difficult to calculate the cost of delivery. In 2017, the efficiency of this logistics company grew by 50%, and the increase in customers reached 15% per month. This result was achieved with the help of the Relog platform, Relog. This is a multifunctional cloud service for the management of logistics, which was developed by domestic programmers. We have tested our product in our market, received reviews, improved the service. In general, the product is fully ready for scaling, for industrial use. Since the launch, the service has already conducted 2 rounds of funding. The volume of sewing investments alone amounted to 24 million Kazakhstan tenge. With these funds, startups have increased the company's staff, increased business in Kazakhstan and Russian regions. We're working on the business model of SaaS, which means that we lease our system, and for the use of the system we are paid monthly, and they pay depending on the turnovers they made in the system. This principle is called cost per order, which means they pay according to how many orders they made in the system at the end of the month. The logistics platform consists of several products, among them mobile applications for dispatchers and couriers, as well as a platform for operators. These services help to build the right communication between the cloud platform and its customers. We have a system of auto-plan orders which can distribute available orders for all vehicles, and it takes into account all the weight parameters, all the characteristics of orders, and builds a route so that as to not overload a car. The desktop of the web service for operators is visually divided into 2 parts. On the right side, there is a menu where all orders are marked with flags which must be completed during the day. On the left side, there are order cards. This shows the delivery time, customer address, weight, and volume of goods. All this information is automatically taken into account when constructing the route. We load all this data, click on one button, and the program automatically takes into account traffic jams, the optimal route, weight, volume, and traffic. It takes into account the operating time, fuel, and mileage. All this happens in real time. In the near future, developers of the cloud platform will launch one more function, idle time on the point. Given this parameter, the carrier will be able to improve its plan fact. As a result, the financial performance of the company will match its planned parameters. Cheap cellular communications and affordable mobile internet. These are problems familiar to every tourist. The Kazakhstani company Power Wi-Fi has found a simple solution to these problems. The startup offers travelers to rent a 4th-generation router that provides gigabytes of traffic at a speed of more than 100 megabits per second. At the moment, we have several products available to our customers. The first one is a router that is combined with a power bank. The second product is a router without a power bank, but it is a new generation router that has a virtual SIM card. SIM card is essentially a program code that works in 150 countries of the world.
Программный код, который работает в 150 с лишним странах мира.
The third product is a free mobile application. It comes as a gift to every client. Application is as simple as possible so that even the most unfamiliar with technology people could master its functionality under stressful conditions abroad.
Тут 4 основных параметра, наверное.
There are 4 main parameters. The first is the signal strength plus the signal quality. The second is the battery charge status. The third is the number of connected devices. You can connect not only the phone but also a tablet and a laptop, maybe a watch, if it's actual or your friend's phones.
Либо там телефоны друзей.
In addition, the application is a built-in currency converter, often in demand among tourists. Next to it, the remaining traffic is displayed. 500 megabytes is the minimum level internet package provided by a startup. This amount is enough to use social networks for 10 hours or read 5,240 letters via email.
Простая механика.
It's very simple. We take money for providing the service itself. This is the difference between the cost of traffic, which we receive from the operator directly, and the price that the consumer pays.
И той ценой, которую платит клиент.
In figures, then, to the foreign tourists coming to Kazakhstan, the service will cost $3 per day. For this price, they will receive 1 gigabyte of traffic. By the way, at any time, you can buy internet traffic. To do this, you need to count the number of megabytes in the application and pay for them with a credit card.
Сейчас мы собираемся запускать краудфандинговый проект на
Now we're going to launch a crowdfunding project on the American Kickstarter platform to raise funds for our project, which will be called Nomi. This is our own product, which will combine all the advantages of all previous router models with which we worked.
предыдущих моделей роутеров, с которыми мы работали.
According to the developers of the Kazakhstani Wi-Fi router for travelers, Kickstarter today is not just a crowdfunding platform, but a mechanism that allows analyzing the demand for a product and quickly entering foreign markets. Therefore, if domestic startups will collect here the necessary funds to scale up their company, it will be, in a sense, a marker of success for potential investors. Startup Dictionary. Google Killer is a super ambitious startup which believes that it invented something ingenious. The expression is used as a joke, as sarcasm. An example of use: our friend, a Google Killer, received another grant. Oljas Kundakhbayev, General Director of Payment Organization, experience in creating and promoting financial products. Specialization, IT, FinTech. Review for the startup, TimeMap. TimeMap is a mobile app for business people that combines the time manager and audio guide functions. Until now, keeping the calendar in business meetings was a rather laborious task. Well, I'm probably judging by myself. Now we have to negotiate for a meeting in a week, in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks we can agree on a meeting. And after a while, it's hard to follow your calendar. To do this, you have to hire someone else. The type of assistance or either some kind of program. Well, now there are a lot of programs on the market, both mobile solutions and desktop solutions. They're available through mail applications and calendar. There are to-do lists. Well, I can list a lot of options that are available on the market. The interesting thing I saw in this application is that all the cases are saved. They are synchronized with many sources. The only thing I would recommend to the developers, if they want to include artificial intelligence, to put more emphasis on voice recognition so you could run the application and activate it with a voice. And voice recognition would immediately distribute all tasks in time and place. And a very important thing, now the meeting is appointed both through social networks, via email, and through simple calls, etc. That is, there are numerous channels for obtaining information and appointing meetings. And with all these channels, this application will have some sort of synchronization. This will be a big plus, and you can really pay for such an application. And I think this application will have a good future. The monetization model, when the first entry is free and then the transition to a premium account is paid. I think this is a good monetization. For example, there's a first version where you can input data using the keyboard. And the second version is expensive, for example, where you can manage your calendar with a voice, and where, in my opinion, artificial intelligence collects data from all sources and plans your day on its own. For 5 million tenge, I think it's hard to create some backend. The server part also needs mobile applications, and yet we have such a market that mobile applications are simply not downloaded by anyone. They need to be advertised and promoted. Advertising and promotion also require investment. We need budgets. I think that this project costs more than 5 million tenge. My advice is that developers need to conduct a survey of at least 100 businessmen and talk with some secretaries. What are the main goggles to look at? What are the current solutions that they now use? To see whether IPAs are open for any programs that are now using to plan their time. See if they use voice recognition and overlay it on the calendar. Look for such hints. I think that if they look at everything, then the application can become very successful. Almaty was presented by an IT corridor, which will become the center of attraction of new technologies, highly qualified specialists, and investments. Its main task is to create a collaboration of technological enterprises in order to achieve a multiplier effect from teamwork. By the end of this year, 10 IT companies and 15 startups will become residents of the corridor. Can I buy a new smartphone for 319 tenge? Startups from the project Fruit claim that you can. They have developed a service through which users can reduce the cost of goods by simply joining the rally. The price will change in this case according to the simple formula. The price of the product is divided by the number of participants. You will learn more about this project in the presentation of IT Corridor of Almaty from our next program.